This is my 1984 Chev K30, aka the Red Guzzler. Obviously it gets its nickname because it's not nice on gas. I got a request for the more of a detailed video of the truck. It's K30, so it's a 1-ton truck. Picked it up for $3,200 this past winter as a plow truck, and to replace my old plow truck, which was a 98 GMC 2500, and I snapped the housing on the transfer case where the two meet up, and cracked it 3/4 of the way around, and it was pouring transmission fluid faster than I could add it to the truck. Instead of going out and fixing the tranny, I decided to sell that truck and buy this one. I had a couple options, but I picked this one over the clean body. The previous owner replaced the cab, fenders, core support, everything minus the inside wheel wells, which still need to be replaced, which is about the only rust on the truck. Flatbed. I put the LED lights on, got rid of the gaudy trailer lights he had for taillights. I think that looks ugly. Still working on an option for the gas tank. I don't like that. Looks dumb. I put a 6-inch lift in it. Got lift blocks in the rear. I mostly did that to keep the 1-ton leaf pack. But like, this bed needs to be better mounted. That's not good. That's really, really bad. You don't hold stuff on like that with ratchet straps. But other than that, the truck is solid. I just got these tires mounted on these rims the other day. The other rims I had it on, they were narrower, and it made the truck really unstable while driving. She swayed back and forth a lot, and that was no good. So I put them on wider rims, which now I don't like turning without eating my fenders, so I'm gonna have to put a body lift in it. I should have went with an 8-inch lift, but I didn't. Interior wise, for the most part, it's not too bad. Some of the parts are off of my old K10 white power. Door panels are, because all this stuff was missing on the old door panels for this truck. But the dash is in good shape, minus where the speaker is, which is common. But seats in great shape. Shocks for the rear. Well, it looks like a little bit of an electrical nightmare there. The body's in nice shape. The electrical part of this truck is pretty well messed up. I'm currently working on trying to find a wiring harness for this truck underneath the dash. It's particularly the fuse panel that's a lot of the issue. It's loose, and I got it as tight as it goes, and if you wiggle it, you lose your taillights, and dash lights, which just sounds like an electrical fire waiting to happen. The previous owner said the truck was originally a diesel. He pulled the diesel out because he hated diesels, and he dropped in a 355 out of his El Camino. Motor doesn't look bad, but I had a lot of issues with it. Shortly after buying it, I blew a head gasket, and when I had the heads off, I went with better heads. These are World product heads. I can't remember the exact head at the moment, but it was bored over when I had the heads off. I checked the bore, it was larger than stock. Can't recall the exact numbers, but when it's warm and it's idling, it's got like no oil pressure, just enough to prevent it from knocking. So the motor's pretty well, not good, clapped out. And had problems with the power steering pump, since it's also the hydro boost, and different brackets, different pump, different pulley. Finally got that all solved. with a single wire high amperage alternator for the plow setup. I also swapped carbs. It had an edlbrock and now got a Holly. Radiators out of the K10. One of the plastic reservoir tanks on the side cracked. But it's got a TH400 3-speed automatic. Mileage is unknown. I didn't buy the truck for mileage. I bought it to get work done. And so far it's done a pretty good job, except the gas gauge don't work, and it left me sitting on the road a couple times. I also swapped different mirrors. He had the regular half-ton pickup mirrors on it. You can kind of see the holes in the doors. But couldn't see around the flatbed. These mirrors aren't much better. I'm eventually going to go with a set of West Coast mirrors. I should be able to see around the flatbed then. But let's fire it up. Currently working on that. Working on the mirror there. I put a 1 out of a 4th gen Trans Am, so you got some interior lights. Since the ones on this one is not the greatest. Fire's red up. See, that don't work. That don't work. The only one that works over there is the voltage. Like right now, the oil pressure is pretty good because it's cold, but once it warms up, she drops down. Switch there is for my front fog lights. I got a couple switches down here for my lights. I don't like this tack. It's not very accurate. She ain't idling at no 1200 RPMs. There's a switch in back for it that you got to press it to switch the settings from 4, 6, 8 cylinder. The switch is broke, so I don't know what's it stuck on. I got an installation kit off of eBay for the radio, so it's not all hacked up like I see a lot of these square body style trucks. There's a metal plate back here for extra reinforcement that you trace around. I think it was like 12 bucks off of eBay. And then it comes with this part right here that's kind of hard to tell on camera, but this is where it separates itself from the rest of the truck. But clean mounting, except all the screw holes are fucked up from the last guy for not using the original dash screws. Like if you look up there, a lot of the screws are missing because there's nothing to attach them to. It's all busted up. There's one in this corner that holds it on. Basically those ones there that hold the plastic surrounding on. Exhaust needs to be redone. This tailpipe doesn't look bad, but that one looks good. Points up. Some exhaust leak that I just can't get it to seal up between the long tube headers and the rest of the exhaust. But yeah, that is the red guzzler.